Lately, I have really been thinking. I was watching, I think it was a reel from Christine Kane the other day, and she was talking about the point of a prophet. No, it was another lady. The point of a prophet is to help teach others to hear God. And so I kept thinking about the cynicism so many Christians have about when believers say, God said, God told me this, God told me that. And Christians, their first response is always like, oh yeah, how did you hear God? You know, or, oh yeah, God talks to you, you know, and all this sort of stuff. And there's just this cynical heart behind hearing God's voice, right? And hearing God. And as having prophetic wisdom throughout the years and prophetic knowledge and the Lord talking to me, God has spoken to me since I was a child. I don't ever remember not hearing God's voice in my life. Even when I was totally living for myself and living selfishly, I just didn't know what it was. I didn't know that God talked to me, right? I grew up in a Baptist background, in a Baptist church. We didn't talk about that sort of stuff, you know, and so I didn't know that it was God talking to me when I was a young child and saying things to me about what would come in my future and like just encouraging me and things like that. And so, I was really thinking, you may have to hold that up so that the microphone isn't covered on the bottom. So I've been ruminating about the cynicism that comes from Christians when we hear that God told somebody to do something. And here's the difference, is that I think why Christians struggle with it so much is because we lack follow through. It's not that God isn't talking to people regularly, and he's definitely talking to his children. I have 5 children. I talk to them constantly. And especially when they're talking to me, right? So if we're praying and we are in a relationship with God and we are talking with God, he's responding.